Well, howdy everyone. Welcome back to Brick Farms. What I'm going to do today is not really anything farming today, but I'm going to change the oil in my Ford Expedition here. It's past due for it. Be a good day. I drive it to work every day. It's several miles overdue for it. I'm gonna pull it in and change oil in it. What I may do is, don't normally do it, but today you see about driving it up on some ramps today. Get a little bit, get under it a little bit easier. Possibly, if I get these ramps that set still while I drive it up on them. That'll be the question. That'll be the questionable part. If I can drive this thing up on without them scooting. Mostly because I just got done eating and don't want to try and squeeze my belly in there. That wasn't too terrible. And then it's in a position too where I can drain it, and then when I get ready to put oil back in it, I can actually just put neutral and it'll roll off. So by itself without starting it up. So do have the keys out of it. I'll put them, hang them up for now. That way, no one has access to get into it while I'm under it. And then, let's see here. Take the square block. Alright, so square block is also scotching it. So I got my Mercy brake on, keys out, and a block of scotch in the back end of it. So should be fairly on the safe side. So yeah, get on here and see what kind of tools I need for the drain pan. This thing's definitely gonna be warm. Oh, Okay, there's my drain pan. Drain plug right there. That's gonna be probably I think maybe a 5/8. 5/8. And then this one here, which is 11/16 and 13/16 combination. So, that. Oops. Let me drain this oil pan here. That wasn't quite oil, but it works. Ooh, almost dropped the cap in there. Okay, so not sure where the cap is for this drain pan though. Yeah, that's full. I don't know if I have a drain pan or not. Yeah, that's the drain pan. So, hey buddy. Buddy found a hole underneath my shop there, or my truck. So I'm gonna slide this drain pan out right there. It is dirty, but I'm fine with that because it's gonna be used oil anyway. So hopefully I don't do this and spray myself with a crap ton of oil. Hope I can do this somewhat clean, in a clean manner here. It's already coming out. Alright. Which I'm okay with if it cap comes off on the pan, because the pan has a screen on it, so I can't lose my cap, which is good. So do this. Ooh. Yeah, it's ready to come out now. Alright. Well, it's a tight. That oil is definitely warm. definitely overdue. Yep. Most definitely overdue. And nothing, oops, there's nothing on the oil on the drain plug, so no metal shavings, nothing. So that's super good. That's excellent. Good news right there that there ain't nothing on the drain plug. I'll let that drain out real good. This thing does not get used hard. It drives, I mean, it does and don't. It drives 40 miles a day to back and forth to work. It then drives to town whenever I need it, so. It's 160,000 miles, or 68, 170,000 miles on it. It's pretty good shape. I mean, the oil that I'm using today, last time I used Royal Purple, but that stuff gets expensive. So I'm using and I'm going to use a Wix oil filter for it. And then I'm going to use, some people says not to use this because it's diesel oil, but 15W44 synthetic Rotella T6 oil. Good for heavy duty engines. Like I said, don't get used heavy, but everything I have here, my Dodge pickup, my tractors, everything I have here is using 1540, that oil. And so I'm going to be using that oil in this thing because it's good oil and I've always had a good look out of it. And like I said, just I'd rather put good oil in this thing since it's a daily driver and everything. And like I said, everything I have uses that oil. So I gotta remember how my oil filter is. I can't remember if it comes out from the top, comes out from sideways, from well, yeah, it comes out. Actually, I can do it from down here. Yeah, I can do it from down here. And then it's got a drain plug, a little drain right here for that too. So, yeah, that's what I like about that. This oil filter. It has a drain, it does drain off here, but I need to take it off the ramp for the drain properly. Which actually, an engine like that, there really shouldn't be much of anything in that filter if it drained out properly, because the engine's leaning back and this filter is sideways in there. So let's see if I can get my I have a couple of filter wrenches. They're mostly for bigger trucks, or big trucks, but if it works, it works. see if I can loosen that filter up with this filter wrench. Maybe too. This in here, maybe. Ow. Well, that filter's collapsing on itself. Okay, so it too was a Wix filter. Alright, so that's drained out real good. I'm gonna put this back and put a plug back in it and take the filter rest of the way off so I can put my drain pan underneath it and what I like about this Ford is, or this thing here, is so it's easier to change oil in this thing than most vehicles. I ain't gonna take anything off, no skid plates or nothing to get to the drain plug back here on the oil pan. I don't have, and the oil filter is, well, like I said, it's basically pretty simple to get to. Oil change in this thing doesn't take very long. I just failed to do it on this last cycle. Alright, let's try to get this oil filter off. That's perfect right down there. Alright. Oil filter is off. So that was easy. So that right there's how easy it is to drain oil in this Expedition. That's already drained. I mean, that's it for that. For now, time to let that filter section drain it real quick. Just a quiz for you all. Do y'all pre-lube the O-ring or not? I always do. Usually, if the oil filter is upside down under the vehicle, I'll pre-fill the oil filter before I stick it screwed on there. The way I always did with semi-trucks. Many of y'all probably don't know, but I do have, I did graduate Nashville Auto Diesel College with a focus on diesel engines. While I was going to school, I worked at a TA truck stop as a diesel technician full-time back in 2009, 2010, and I did that for a year. before I went back to driving a truck. So my little history is, make sure it's still recording. Yeah, my little history, background, farmed all my life on my family farm here. While I was in school, high school, I started working for my brother-in-law on his hog farm. So I did that for 3 years. Kind of got burned out, so I went to US Express, and up in Midway, Ohio. They trained me through their own school, and I was actually their last class before they quit training. So I went to do that. I drove for about a year for them and quit, or got out of it. Went back to working for my brother-in-law on his hog farm, where I drove a truck for them. Did livestock, flatbed, water tank, grain, semi, and tandem axle grain truck, tri-axle grain truck. Then I got tired of that again, so I went to Nashville Auto Diesel College, where I went to school for a year for diesel technician or diesel mechanics. Had to take gasoline engines with to build up to the diesel classes. Did that, but while I was doing that, I worked at the TA truck stop for the whole time I was in school, full time as a technician. So I did a lot of oil changes, tires, brakes, leaf springs, stuff like that, air brakes. But my expertise was actually air brakes and full services and tires. But every time I did the oil change, I always pre-filled the filters first before I put them on there. It just helped, helped it out a little bit. But so that's how I'm able to do all the stuff I do with my old Dodge pickup truck, put the engine in it. I do most of the mechanics on my tractors, everything. Do most of the stuff on my own vehicles, unless it's something major that I can't do. So that's how I'm able to do all this stuff. As a farmer, you basically have to know pretty much how to do just about anything. Either you tear it down and learn it yourself, you YouTube it like I do sometimes, and you have to pretty much be a jack of all trades to be a farmer. And even as a truck driver too, I'm a truck driver and a farmer, so I pretty much have to do double duty on a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm fixing to put the oil filter back on this thing, and I'll bring you back down here. And then once I get the oil filter on it, I will let it coast off the ramps here, and I'm gonna start putting oil back in this thing, and then oil change in this thing will pretty much be complete. Now if I can just find it. There it is. Another question for you guys. Do you all hand tight your filters, or do y'all snug them with a filter wrench? Well, on this one I snug it by hand, and sometimes it depends on what it is, I'll snug it up with a wrench, but I got that pretty tight, so I think I would call that good. I don't want to put a wrench on this. Sometimes you put a wrench and over tight and it's crap getting it off next time. It takes a lot to unscrew on the next time you try to change the oil on this thing, on your vehicle. So I'm gonna set you up here on the table again, and I'm gonna try and let this thing roll off the ramps without letting it get too crazily out of hand. The key. Let's see if I can just ease this thing off the ramps here without letting it coast off. Now I'm going to wipe the dipstick off before I put oil in it. This way, that'll be done, or that will be cleared off. And I'm going to leave the dipstick out so it flows, it'll flow better inside there. So, get that. I know the Fords say to use Motorcraft, but I really like Rotella. And I need to find me a good funnel to try to fill that in. I'll fill that up with without. Is this one? Yep. This will work. Pretty decent funnel. This need to clean it out, but all right. Get this cleaned up. As good as it's going to get, and then put this on. Put that right there, or that in there, and there. That ought to be filled up pretty quick, hopefully. So bring it over here. Actually, maybe. There you go. Well, for some reason, this thing just does not want to sit right. Let's try that for now. That might work. So I got 1 gallon, which is, what was that, 1 gallon, 4 quarts or whatever. 1 gallon of oil here, Rotella oil, and let's see if I can do this without spilling it, half of it. This thing here has been a good motor. I have not, it's a 5.4 Triton, and I have not had any issues out of this thing. I've been super thrilled with it. A lot of people bash Fords, they bash Dodge, but I'm gonna go ahead and pour this whole thing in here. Everybody bashes, you know, the other brands. I'm sorry, kitty. I'm sorry, buddy. But I've had all brands pretty much, and I like them all actually. Well, not the import brands, but I've had Ford, Dodge. I had a newer Ford, or this Ford. I've had an old '65 Ford. I had an old '84 Dodge. I got that 2000 Dodge. I got '88 GMC. That's gonna be my next project. So, but I've been really lucky with vehicles. Well, I may have to put 1 gallon in here. So to be able to show something on the dipstick here. You ain't got nothing on dipstick just yet. Yeah, got a little bit there. So, we'll go get this. Oh, I got this other one right here. So, about 3 quarts or 3.5 quarts of shows. So yeah, I'll put about half of, maybe about half of this in here, and then check it again. And that sure does. It looks like some good fossils in here. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Wipe off. Stick the oil checker in here. Man, that thing starts getting flopping, it's hard to grab onto. Well, at the moment, oh, you can't, it's not focusing. But anyways, it's not going to focus right. But it's on the right at the full mark right now. So I'm going to fill it up, or start it up, fill the oil filter up, check it again, top it off. So I'm going to pull you off real quick. Take this out real quick. Put the cap back on so I don't pour back out what I just put in. So the oil's not cheap anymore. That Rotella was 29. Nope, 40. I think that was $49 a gallon, or $49 a gallon. Not cheap. Where you at, buddy? Come on. Come on. Alright. I know I'm supposed to give it a couple minutes, or a few minutes or two to settle this down, so I'm going to wipe this whole dipstick off, and I'm going to give it a few minutes to settle down a little bit. So I'm going to take you out real quick, show you my next project. I showed it to y'all before, I think, but so I'm fixing a day or so, maybe Tuesday probably, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, see what the weather, see if 40% chance of rain, possibly Tuesday, and then it's supposed to be clear after that. I'm hoping they take that off and I can maybe cut hay tomorrow. So we'll see, because this is all my hayfield right here. You can see how tall it is. So right here is my next project. My dad's GMC. It has been sitting for several years. I've been ashamed of how long I've let it sit. It's a really good truck, really good interior. I'm gonna get it out next week or so, and I'm gonna start tinkering on it. And I'm gonna repaint it too. So it's a 1500. No, I'm sorry. It's the heavy half. It's a 3/4 ton 6 lug. Got the 350 in it. But that's my next project. Got the 350 in it. It's a second motor that's in it. That's in it now. It's the second motor. I put the motor in myself several years ago, back when I was in diesel college, and I started having some electrical issues out of it. And when I did, I needed a vehicle, so I went and bought that Dodge. So, and since then, I've pretty much neglected that truck. So that's my next project to bring up here. Try to get it going, and then see where that leads. Hopefully I can get it going, and hopefully it'll be a drivable again. But I'm gonna check the oil in this thing since I've let it set for a couple of minutes, and fill it up, or top it off, and call this oil change successfully done. I needed this done quite some time a while back. Well, I didn't have time to do it. And looks like I'll probably need the other half of that rest of the other part of that. Man, this thing is just not set right. There it goes. Dang, it got a skeeter bitted out there. Just going to that truck. I would try to pull that Chevrolet out, or that GMC out here like next day or so, but a buddy of mine is going to help me pull it out. He's having issues with his own vehicle, and he needs it to go to for work. So I ain't going to bother him with it for now, because his vehicle is his work truck. He's a handyman, so he needs it for his jobs. It's a 97 or 90 something Dodge W350 cargo van, 15 passenger van that he's turned into a work van. And I may have overdone it just a little bit there, but I believe once I start it back up, it'll settle down. Yeah, I think I overdid it just by a tish of oil, but yeah, it'll be alright. Once I start her up, let it run for a couple minutes again, and it'll settle itself back down again. So, and I still got some oil left in here. And right there is oil change on a 2013 Ford Expedition. Super easy, super quick. I just neglected doing it. So, anyways, thank you all for tagging along on this. See you on the next video, and we'll try to get a couple videos of me cutting some hay again.